Hi, I'm Jonas, this is Sublime Media, and today I'm going to show you 5 Grail records. I know that it's a little bit of a clickbait, isn't it? But to me, I'm calling these Grail records because they are super hard to find and very expensive if you find them. And I've been looking for them for a long time. So to me, that defines a Grail record. But thank you so much for tuning in. I mean, I really appreciate it that you take the time to watch these videos. I'm going to show you 5 just because I want to take a little bit more time with each and every title. So these are not like recent vinyl finds where I show 15, 20 records, you know. Because they deserve to be talked about a little bit more before they go into the old collection. So yeah, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and comment if you know any of these records. Please, let's have a discussion going. That's I love the comments. I answer every single one, and that is also the absolute best way to support my channel, because if you comment and I comment, the algorithm will shoot this out to even more people, and even more people needs good music in their lives right now because the world is going to shit. So let's start. This is a Lee Heswood record. This is probably the most rare and sought after Lee Heswood record also, and the hardest one to get. Now, I'm not a collector of Lee Heswood, but I have a lot of Lee Heswood records because I really like his records, especially from Sweden. This is from 1975, so one of the last things he did before he went back to the US. So going back a little bit, in the 60s he was in the US, he was super popular, and I have no idea why. He went to Sweden of all places. Recorded some TV series, movies, and also a bunch of records. And I think the best example of that is Cowboy in Sweden, which a lot of people are laughing about, but I think it's a magnificent record. Really, really good. Perfect blend between Sweden at that time period and the Americana country of sorts. And his flat out masterpiece, and without a doubt masterpiece, is his divorce record, Requiem for an Almost Lady. I recommend everyone buying that. That is not only Lee Heswood's best record, it's one of the best divorce records that I've ever recorded. He is so sad on that one. It's like he's almost weeping when he sings. Now, he's not in a good mood on this one, which I like, because I like me some Lee Heswood when he's sad. But 1975, A House Safe for Tigers. This is also a soundtrack, just like Cowboy in Sweden, of sorts. And it's definitely his most personal record. He talks a lot about his childhood on this one. The lyrics are very, very intimate. And the producer here, Mats Olsson, I think he's called, yeah. He met up with Lee Heswood when on his deathbed. And he asked if they shouldn't reissue A House of Safe for Tigers. And Lee Heswood said that no one would be interested in listening to that because it's too personal. But this is what I read. So yeah, definitely a collector's item when it comes to Lee Heswood's catalog. Light in the Attic did a series of reissuing his stuff. Cowboy in Sweden, Requiem for an Almost Lady, and this one. So you can get a reissue. I don't know if they are in print, but definitely on the secondhand market. I got this for about half of what the medium price is, so I couldn't resist it, even if it's not my favorite Lee Heswood record. But it's definitely one that is a collector's item. And yeah, check out the first track on the first side and just manage through the spoken words part. You will love the rest of it. I guarantee it. Okay, next one is a Swedish jazz record. And not only a jazz record, but it's one of the most rare Swedish jazz records ever. I have the reissue of this. I was super glad when they reissued it, like 5 years ago maybe or something like that, because I never thought that I would own a copy of this. Never in my life. It's such a rare and expensive record. But the opportunity came. There is one scratch on one half of a song, I think. So that put that price tag down to 1/10 of the medium price almost on this coast. And I'm talking about Cirrus with Bertil Strandberg's Quintet. This is, maybe not a lot of you know about this. This is a full-blown masterpiece. A quintet recorded way up high in Örnsköldsvik in Sweden, 1973. And they they are super tight, like really, really tight. Awesome group. And they never did anything after this. Like, this is one-off band. I mean, imagine what they could have achieved by doing one or two records more in this time period. So let's show you the label on arent. And I don't know if it's a private pressed thing. I think so, from 73, but it's associated with CBS. So yeah, and the title track I think is the most iconic one, called Citrus. But gun to my head, if I had to choose one song, it's definitely Cambodia. 9 minutes on the second side. Check that out. If you don't like that, you don't have to venture anymore into this record. So yeah, Cambodia. But this Strandbergs Quintet, Citrus, awesome. So as some of you may know through a video I did some years ago with my top wants, like my top wants, this was way up there, like maybe on top 3. And through the years now, or the year, it has gone up to number 1 spot, because I have a lot of unattainable records on my want list. I will never get them, you know, I will never get them. But this one is like a 300 euro record. It is attainable. It's a lot of money, like a lot of money. But if I found one in a good condition for a good price, around that price range, I would actually pony up the money. So on Discogs, I saw the seller. He had it in the vinyl was in near mint condition, like the sleeve was in maybe VG plus, something like that, and he wanted like something for it. I haggled it down to 180 euro, I think, and he sent it. Now the worst thing is that this is the first time I bought a rare record that the post office has run over by a car or something like that. So the package was totally destroyed. He sent me back most of the money, and I got to keep the record. So a gentleman, really. It was a shop. Anyway, what I'm talking about here is Emily. So Emily, this girl here, she's from the US. At 16 years of age, she traveled to France to record this record. All tracks are self-penned by her, 16 years old, like 15, 16 when she wrote the tracks. And the background band is, I have to read my notes here, Dynasty Crisis. I have one of their records on my want list also. It's not an expensive group at all. But anyway, so a prog group backing up this girl sings folk tunes. Just that combination, magic. Love the cover artwork, iconic. Have the backside here, and also if you want to dwell on the post office bent corner there, and gatefold sleeve. There she is. So yeah, the songs are so mature. Really mature. Like, it's unbelievable that she, just 15, 16 years old, wrote these songs. It's like Yesterday by Paul McCartney. It's like you can't understand how they can put these feelings into words. If you want to check one track out, I would check out My Mother's House, which is a beautiful folk tune. And it goes a little bit more progressive later on the B side, but not much. Yeah, a great one. I'm happy that I found it. I'm not happy that I have a bent corner. So obviously the hunt continues for at least a better copy of the cover. But until then, having an original press is pretty neat. So yeah, on the Pathé, French Pathé label. 1972, I don't think I said that. Emily, 1972, magnificent. Okay, moving on. So the last two I'm going to show you is from Sweden. These both has been high up on my want list for as long as I've been collecting records. I've seen this one that I'm going to show you now. I've seen it a couple of times in stores and so forth. Super expensive. Like I'm not going to pay that kind of money for it. But the opportunity rose. Like I think I did a trade of sorts for this one, or partly trade. So I got to lock the deal there. And super happy with that. So what I'm talking about is the 1975, I think it's 1975, Blue Set with Rock Machine. So this is, I think, a private pressed record from a little bit of south of Stockholm here in Sweden. a trio setting. They only did 245s in this record before they called it quits. And yeah, this is heavy blues, definitely. I think that if you have to label it, it's a heavy blues record, but it also ventures into this sort of traditional Swedish progressive folk, a little bit of classic, and there's even a boogie track on it. Like 2 tracks are so, the rest of it is great, and 2 tracks maybe are just fantastic. So Blue Set, rare ass record. I'm so stoked to actually own this now. On the KMB label. Definitely not a mint copy. But one that plays very enjoyable. So this is definitely a keeper. Don't need to upgrade that. So yeah, I'll recommend it. Blue Set. So the last one, last but not least, definitely not. This was such a want list item. I don't know, like it's been a want list item for as long as I've collected Swedish prog. It just, like 10-12 years ago, maybe it was attainable. Now the price has gone through the roof, and just finding a copy is hard. Finding one for a decent price is impossible, you know. So what am I talking about? Well, let's go back a little bit, like 2-3 months maybe, and I did a promotion for this record store they released. This is Life from 1970, a Swedish record, gatefold sleeve, and this is the English version, because in 1970 they went into the studio and they recorded the Swedish version of this, sung in Swedish, but they wanted to do an English version also with a little bit of a different mix to maybe hit it abroad, but it never went out abroad, and they pressed maybe 100 copies of the English version. So rare as hen's teeth. Reissuing this from the original master tapes with sort of a booklet and all the good stuff. 1,000 copies. I mean, this is a dream come true. It's one of the best releases in this decade, I think, in my opinion. I have sold so many of these, and I think that with the last batch that I got, 10, I think that it's the last ones that is going out. So if you're hesitant in getting this, get it now, not later. Get it now, because it will be sold out, and this will skyrocket in price. I guarantee it. So I did that a couple of months ago, but maybe 10 years ago, I actually got the English version of this. So I've been a proud owner of this for many years now. Got it from a Dutch guy who I think thought that this was a Swedish version of it, and he priced it accordingly to that. But this is much rarer. Even if the first one is rare, this is much rarer, and in great condition also. So proud owner of this one. But I always wanted the Swedish version, and all of my buddies that has it has always said that the Swedish version is the best one. That's the one to have. But as I said, it's just gone up in price, and now it's almost unattainable if you can even find a copy. So I just decided, with the promotion of the record and everything, I just decided to pony up the money. Like, there was one store, they had a copy. Haggle it down a little bit, and this is the perfect copy. Like, it's in minty fresh condition, and it's definitely the most expensive record I've ever bought. So now I'm the proud owner of the Swedish version, original press of this, and look at the condition of this. It's just like so nice. Gatefold. And that Columbia EMI label there. Look at that. With Swedish titles, obviously, not English. So, yeah, one of my favorite Swedish records of all time. Just a masterpiece from start to finish. A pop prog masterpiece, maybe. Yeah. Life. 1970. The only one that they did. Insane. Now I have the English version and the Swedish original version. Happy collector. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me comments down in the comments field and I'll answer them, and let's have a discussion going, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Have a great day, everyone.